One thing about sleeping in a car in a place where it's 30 degrees during the day, it's easy to get up on time. That's right, I drove late into the night and stayed here at Luce Bay in Oliver, BC. Now, why did I do that? Because I'd heard this is a place to go if you were looking to pick some fruit. And I've never done this before, and I haven't actually gotten a hold of anybody who needs some fruit picked. And you have nearly no idea what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. So now I'm gonna go check every farm I can see and ask if they've got any fruit to pick. So it's time to carpe this diem. Alright, so far it seems to be going okay. Quick update. I went to the A&W for a coffee this morning and just checked a Facebook group or found somebody who needs some work done. I didn't even get to the door knocking part, so now I've been running around trying to find the location, and it's not that easy, but thankfully you can just ask people, and I think I know where to go now. We're going to the Forbidden Fruit Vineyard. Well, I picked up a friend. Hi. Mauricio. And yeah, he just somehow got some free produce from this produce stand. Yeah, a bunch of cherries and carrots they didn't need. Cool. Anyway, the adventure continues. Found it. Let's go find someone to talk to and see what they're looking for. Quick update. We started immediately. It's a few hours later and the weather has been perfect, so we're just going hard, picking as many cherries as possible. Right now, I'm just gonna focus these cherry picking hands on doing what they're here to do. Yeah, that bin is huge. Hey, it's a day and a half's work. We had a head start from yesterday, but mostly that's this morning's work. And now, yesterday was kind of funny. There's the buckets, there's the trees, here's the ladder, and the cherries go in there. Great. And he left. I kind of thought maybe there'd be like a quick pep talk about ladder safety or not damaging the trees, or maybe hey, have you ever done this before? But no, it turns out this one is pretty tough to screw up though, because these are all getting crushed to be turned into wine. So there's really no technique involved. Just like pop them right off of the stems, throw them in a bucket, and there's obviously a bit more to it. When you're selling them as cherries, you want to get the pretty ones and get them with the stems because they spoil if the stems aren't on them. But not these ones, no. Now maybe I show you what I've been up to for the past few days. Let's go pick some cherries. There. Now see, we don't have to be super careful because these are just getting crushed into wine. Normally you'd like pinch, and then you'd want to be really careful. This one wouldn't be any good. But for wine, it'll be fine. You know, I didn't realize there even were cherries this perfectly red. They're just not the ones I'm used to seeing, you know? He didn't say anything about not eating them. It's not quite full, but it's pretty full. I'm pretty hungry, so I'm gonna have something to eat, and then I'm just gonna keep doing that until I stop. So apparently there's a story about some chief who buried his wife in the mountains, infidelity or something like that, and there's 3 views of this woman. I can't see one of them, but one of them is up there. You can see her face and her chest, and then she's laying down and her hair comes down this way. I believe a second view is right here, Maybe that's just me. And I don't know where the third one is. Very fertile valley, as I understand. We had a great fast start this morning, but today's a little different because cherries are done. We are in the vineyard with the grapes. Let me show you what we're up to. So today's project, these little baby grapes, they got a ways to go. But in order for them to get sweet and juicy, we need to expose the fruit. So they get plenty of sunshine. That's basically it. That's my entire day. Just tearing soft leaves away from grapes. Not damaging the grapes because they're pretty delicate. Right on. And when we're done, it should look something like this. It's actually a bit nicer than cherries because I get to work with my hands down here, so it's not really strenuous. I could definitely do this all day. The most dangerous thing is trying not to get totally scorched by the sun. But I got my sunblock. I think I'll be okay. Now I just need to do it 1,000,000 times. Spent all day picking leaves yesterday. And today, we were in an apricot tree. So, I guess they ripen in the bin. So we just want to grab all the ones that have a bit of yellow. Naturally, that comes from the sun. And the sun has only managed to reach the ones at the very top. There. I don't know what kind of a weight rating this branch has, but I'm really putting a lot of trust in it. A lot of good ones up there, but I have no idea how to get them. Pretty cool though. Okay, I gotta get on that. That's how I get out there. This would be a lot easier if I didn't have a bucket of fruit dangling off of my front. All I do is win, 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 win. Okay, quick update. I'm still up a tree. But I got a lot more. All right. Good times. Almost done. Now I just need to do that one. I don't know how. I don't think this is the most interesting shot. I'll let you know if I make it. I made it. More work. Now for our next task, we're back in the vineyard. Today we are pruning, pruning the fruit. So we go through and find these things which are called sprues. And for each sprue, there should be no more than 3 clusters of grapes on them. If there's more than 3 clusters, like this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we grab the weakest one and boop. Now for this one, it's a tough choice because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all look about the same size. So in order to choose, I'm going to pick the one that has the most of these tiny, tiny little ones. Because these tiny ones are never going to get mature in time, and the more time they spend on the vine, the more energy they sap away from the plant that could be spent making the rest of them big and full. Same here. It's a difficult choice, so I'm going to take this one. Even though this one is smaller, this one has a lot more of those tiny ones that are never going to be useful. And this one as well, see? That one's got to go. It feels a bit monstrous to do it, but it's important to remember you're not killing anything. I'm not killing these grapes. They're very much the same as the leaves. They're just, it's the whole plant that's alive. All we're doing is helping it focus its energy so it can be the most productive. It's a little more work than ripping leaves off, but it's actually pretty fun. Just gotta do it a million more times. Sorry, little buddy. Yeah, better put him back. Best we can hope for. Just chill right there. Now, thinning apples. I realize it's the same as the grapes, and I probably used the wrong word when I was talking about the grapes. I think I probably said pruning or trimming or something like that, but thinning. See, these big clusters, no good. See, these tiny little apples are going to grow into big, successful, juicy, plump apples. But they need more space to do it. So we're just going through. The idea here is if there's like a big, thick cluster, we just want to pick the best one, probably that one, and remove the rest. Again, we're not hurting the tree, and we're not killing apples, we're just helping it focus its energy so it can be the most productive. Now sometimes it's not a matter of the best one. There's really no, the choice is completely arbitrary. There's no reason why this one or this one is better than the other, but it's more about positioning than anything. Which one is in the best position to be the most successful? There. It's not just about making space though. Sometimes there's one that's just never gonna be a perfect apple. Perfect. It's not about perfect either, but this one is kind of stunted by its deformity, and the tree is going to use a lot of energy trying to make that thing into the same product that the rest of them are, and unfortunately it's just never going to happen. See, these ones, there's no best one, so we'll just save the tree the effort. It's definitely more engaging, but yeah, it's taken us hours just to get through a couple rows. Gives me a newfound appreciation for how much work actually goes into producing produce though, and bringing people a beautiful product like this.
And now a special sneak peek behind the scenes to see how all these fruits get turned into tasty beverages. Nathan?
We grow it, we crush it, we ferment it, we age it, we bottle it, you drink it. That's it.
You heard it here. Thanks, Nathan.
For the afternoon, we're back out in the field, and I get to use a really cool tool. See, these are young grape plants, vines, whatever, and they need a little help to make sure they grow up tall and strong. So this thing one more click, grab. See? It's a bit satisfying. Feeling that you're helping a little plant, shaping its life for the next few years. See, I think this thing is great because it makes a really satisfying The only downside is it's been, you know, causing me a blister right there just because of the weight. I guess I could hold it like this, but I keep forgetting and going back the other way. They could maybe design this a bit better. Those guys, though, are convinced they've got the best job. I keep offering them a turn at this, and they are not interested. See, this is what they get to deal with. It goes from that to what we were seeing. Watch out, sometimes there's a surprise. Nice plant. It's crazy, I actually ran out of tape and staples at the same time. Are you kidding? That's not ugly, that's beautiful.
What?
It's amazing.
While best known for the red hourglass design on the underside of its body, the black widow spider can be found with a variety of red markings, or often none at all.
Oh, you found him. You're the lottery winner.
Yippee!
Nice.
And now?
Now, if you're careful, you get to... Well, that was basically my day. Quite the sunset happening back there. Life on the farm starts pretty early, so I need to go to sleep well before it gets dark. Just gonna crawl into my little... I don't know if you can see it super well, but yeah, this is where I'm living right now. I'm gonna play a little Game Boy and get some sleep. It's not bad for a car, honestly. I'll see you tomorrow. Night. Okay, now that I have a free minute, let me show you what this place is all about, because I think it's pretty neat. First off, this is our campground. There's not a whole lot of facilities here. This is just like a pad that has been mowed and smoothed out so we can put up our tents. There's some laundry drying on the fence over there. And a pretty big tree for some shade. Hey, how about that time I'm washing socks with shampoo in an A&W bathroom? This is part of the life. Follow this road down, you end up at a beach. It's a little ways down, I don't feel like driving down there, but the river is not that warm, but it's pretty shallow. It washes you off pretty good. Speaking of washing off, the facilities here are Spartan, but serviceable. There's a porta potty, but it's really clean. There's even hand sanitizer and an air freshener spray. You know, considerate touches here and there that show these people care about their workers. There's a cold water hose and a hot water hose, and I don't even know how you set that up, but if you want to spray yourself down, you don't have to do it in cold water. There's a fridge with a freezer. I've even found some outlets I'm able to use down by the fridge to charge stuff, and there's a table and some chairs down there to sit down to prepare a meal or get some work done or something like that. I think a table and chairs up by the camping area would be a really nice touch. It's not necessary. Now, I don't know why I didn't see this coming, but there is a healthy bee population here. Quite a few of those guys. I don't know enough about bees to want to get a whole lot closer than this, but as I understand, they're pretty timid unless you're intentionally provoking them. The sound, though, like, it's really quiet here, and I didn't know where the sound was coming from at first, and then it made sense to me after I thought about it. When there's nothing driving by, you can hear the sound of these things all over this farm. Vineyard. Winery. Pretty cool little dudes. You know, I never gave it much thought before, but it's actually kind of fun to be buried in so many rows and rows and rows and rows of different kinds of fruit. We got apples, apricots, cherries, though we picked them all already. Those are just the crappy ones that we didn't grab. Plums, pears, peaches, and of course, grapes. Now, some of these are getting sold, but pretty much all of them are getting turned into wine or cider. I don't even know what those little things are. It's kind of neat though. And it's in such gorgeous countryside. This is amazing here. It feels like they've got the whole valley to themselves, because they pretty much do. It's actually a really narrow valley, and it's got that cute little river running through it. And all the way from, there's nothing on that side of the river all the way to the mountain. And there's nothing but fruit that way all the way to that mountain. And then you can go hiking up, and somewhere over there is the road. I was not expecting to love this place so much. It's the hottest city in Canada, as far as I know. It was a beautiful 34 degrees, a little too much for me today, but whatever. And apparently they have work all the way to December. So I kind of started thinking this is a little slice of heaven, and wouldn't it be cool to be able to get a piece of property like this someday? But you don't even have to own one. You or I can come and work here for pretty much the entire year and enjoy this beautiful landscape, wonderful weather, fantastic beaches, and get paid for it. And you get to wear a silly hat. You kind of have to. That probably doesn't appeal to everybody. In fact, I didn't even realize it appealed to me, but I am so glad I made this a part of my summer. Well, that's pretty much the end of my adventure fruit picking in BC. That and this vineyard I helped put in. Yeah. Which I think turned out pretty good. I should mention this is not how fruit picking usually goes for most people. As I understand, you stay in a much bigger camp with more people. You usually work from 4 in the morning till 10, or 4 in the morning till noon, or some places midnight until 10 in the morning, because it gets really hot and it's hard to be productive when it's really hot. And you get paid by the bucket, which makes it difficult to make good money unless you've done it a lot. And there's usually camp costs involved as well. I learned a few things too. There were a few unexpected surprises. Like I wasn't expecting my hands to get so dirty picking cherries, but I guess there's a lot of dust on fruit in a farm. I definitely thought there'd be a lot more bugs, like a lot more spiders, but there really weren't many. The wasps were pretty chill, all things considered. I don't know what's up with that, but I didn't get... Okay, I got stung once, but I was surprised at how much I spent on food, and at how little I spent on gas. Also surprised how much I enjoyed living out of my car. Seriously, how cozy is that? You should see it at night when I got all the little fairy lights. Oh, and laying in bed at night, looking up at the stars. Seems pretty good to me. And somehow it came as a surprise to me to learn I hate heights. I really don't like being up a ladder. That's not really a comfortable place for me. And at the same time, surprised at how much I enjoyed picking apricots, because you gotta go way up the tree. But I trust a tree way more than some flimsy little ladder, because at least the tree isn't going to tilt or fall out from underneath me. So go apricot trees. I also had no idea how much effort went into this stuff, but wow, a bottle of wine is cheap when you realize how far it goes from a little dirt and water into a servable beverage. Now, the biggest surprise is I wasn't expecting to enjoy it so much, but I think that's mostly because I really hit a home run on the first try finding this spot. A 100% organic orchard, vineyard, and winery, family owned and operated since the dawn of time, nestled in a gorgeous little chunk of the Similkameen Valley. I am a bit biased, but I love this place, so I'll put a little information in the description for anybody who's interested in the Forbidden Fruit Winery, either to try their products or for an amazing summer job. And, whoa. I will also link the Facebook group where I found out about this place, because people post there all the time looking for workers, in case anyone's interested in doing something similar for a summer gig. Thanks for checking out my adventure. I'll expect your best fruit puns in the comments section down below. I hope your summer's going fantastic, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're leaving it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.
Ice cold beer, pickup truck, country music, listed shit. We got integrity to keep us warm. That's what you get on a Colorado farm. Shit.